What is awareness?
Awareness is a fascinating thing. It can be very similar if, for example, you meditate, that you realize that when you meditate, that you become aware of how the mind is working, right? Especially if you have your eyes closed, you begin to feel the activity in your brain. And meditation is to quiet that activity or to stop it in some way, to pause. In Alexander, it has something to do with hyperactivity, that, we're uncomfortable when we stop. Some people feel that they need to do something always in order to be. But that's what you learn. You learn to be comfortable with just stopping or pausing activity, habitual activity, and to understand what it is to be in your body. And that's the awareness. And the awareness also helps you to feel this relationship between your head and your spine, your whole body, and what you're doing with it. And if you are tensing too much or holding yourself or interfering with your breath, all of this comes forward. And the process of teaching is helping someone, allowing that natural coordination that we all had as children to come back. I mean, I think we all know what freedom is. We had it when we came into this world, but gradually we lose it as we go and advance into our lives. Luckily, actors can be children all their lives. So it's a wonderful thing.
And as time has gone on, you started in 1969 with the Alexander technique. Mm-hmm. Have you noticed that the ability to just be, it's actually not in fashion anymore? Maybe it's come back, but we're so dialed in and we've got to multitask and have a side hustle and do all these different things that it almost seems like it's out of fashion.
Absolutely. It not only is out of fashion, but we are rewarded if we're incredibly busy. You see, so being very busy and multitasking is rewarded by people. And but the difference in acting is that the actor has to be able to express a certain kind of clarity of thought and a connectivity with their emotions, especially also with the intention of the play or the movie. You have to understand and know where you're going. And if you are too busy in your body, that will never come through. So the actors that I work with, they're at a level that they have to be able to function at a higher level. And so they appreciate so much what Alexander does. I just worked on a film that there was a body prosthetic with these creatures, and it all was moving, So what happened was that we not only did the actor have to have an awareness, but also an uncomfortable feeling of these prosthetics, and still act and still be the character, So there's so many challenges for the actor in terms of having an awareness that is way higher than everyday life,
Do you think it varies from theater actor to television to an independent film where time is very short, or it's the same across the board?
Well, there's something that is the same. Everybody has to do certain work, certain preparations. The level of how it's respected is a little different. If you're in a very low budget film, it's faster because it costs so much money and they don't have as much time. But even then, usually I prepare the actors, not necessarily on set, but I prepare them so they can do it on their own and be independent and do it and apply it for that situation. But then if I have 2 or 3 months of preparation in a big budget film, and if they want to bring me in to just remind them on set, I will do that. I will do that. So yeah, there's different levels and different problems. Every film is a different problem. That's part of the fun. My job is living so many different lives because not only do I have to research the character myself, but I get to live it with them and the actors. We get so close. And it's so much fun to be able to have so many lives.
Can awareness be cultivated or developed?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I always tell people not to rush it, because if you're, we have a term called end gaining, that if you're trying to get the end of a thing like consciousness or awareness, it goes against the whole process. You need to take time. You need to take time, and you do a little bit of it every day. I tell people, sprinkle your day with it. Do a little bit in the morning, do a little bit between, during lunch, and then when you get back home, do some more. So the thing is, it gradually it can be even integrated while you're working.
Can you give an example? Because I want to be able to do things like this, but in LA, you can't just stop and, I'm going to be at the market and take in the beauty. There's going to be someone behind you.
For example, I'm using it right now. So I know that I'm on the spot and you're expecting some form of information to come out of me. And as I'm doing that, part of my nervous system is with my own body. So I'm not abandoning my instrument. Now I can do this because I've done it so much that I can literally take care of myself as I'm speaking to you. And if I would feel that I was losing my connection to my diaphragm, or I was beginning to tense my legs a little bit too much, I might be able to let it go without taking away from the interview. And that could be true for a circus performer. I've worked with the Cirque du Soleil many times, and they need to balance while they're doing their numbers, right? And of course, in the process, they say, "Ooh, tensing too much, I'm going to fall." It's the same thing.
And there's an audience around them.
And there's an audience, and it actually can be very exciting for the audience. It can be very exciting to see that kind of balancing, rebalancing, suspense, right? The possibility of failing, but not.